voices in my head are trying to get me to scream. They're screaming in my head, you're a fucking bitch, you're ugly, nobody fucking wants you, stupid ugly bitch, because the men think that I'm gonna be desperate fucking you. The men talking in my head. A woman's voice just said, I want that bitch to die. If they were screaming outside, so many people would have heard them. These bitches are fucking trash, dude. I'm not joking about wanting them sentenced to death. They keep saying, like, what's it fit you, like, be mad in Arabic. Because they, what was I gonna say? It fit you, what was I gonna say? Oh, like, they're not going anywhere. So I'm gonna keep looking for that. They're making my hair follicles, they're burning them, like I can feel it. They burn so many so that my hair won't grow back. She said, I want her kids to die. One of the women voiced, these bitches are the most dangerous whores I've ever heard. Now they're talking in my head, so it's not like it's gonna be someone murdering us. They're in our heads. This bitch can cause an aneurysm, a heart attack. They can damage your vision. They can damage your, they can do all kinds of shit without it being obvious. She's screaming like they're like cheering the men on. I want your kids to die. Like they're cheering the men to get, so that I can say, I want the women sentenced to death. I want the women sentenced to death. So the women, so the men don't back off, will sit there and scream, I want your kids to die, you stupid bitch, in my head. So then I'll say, I want the women sentenced to death. And then the men will want to fucking hop in like, oh, you think you're going to sentence them to death if they want to watch your kids die? That's how stupid this is. She keeps saying, I'm not innocently looking for a solution. And fuck you are. Alexa, stop.
Devin, here is your reminder. Check section 8. Here is your reminder. Check section 8.
This is like, the women are disgusting human beings. I want them sentenced to death. It's not a game. I have 2 kids, and they're mad because I am living like a normal, healthy lifestyle. I want to say Christian, but Muslims live this way too. Innocent Muslims. It's no drugs, no alcohol, no games, no toxic people, no toxic environments. I'm too old. I'm 40 years old. I don't have, in 1 month, 40 years old. I don't have time for these games. I'm not a child. I'm done talking. They're weirded out. They're weird. If I go to church, if I go to work, they want me to like feel deprived, want to look for a man that like all he wants to do is drink, and find him some woman that just wants to blow up her face and feel sexy, and she feels so deprived and unloved that she'll take anything. And at that point, my unborn children, my being in this case, meaning my fertility, like my eggs die out, blah blah blah. These terrorist bitches are fucking weird, dude. They're fucking weird. Like, your healthy lifestyle sabotages them. This is insanity. One of the women in my head keeps saying, I want their kids to die. I'm telling you, they're Egyptian American Muslim women, terrorists, to make that very clear, terrorists, and they're sitting there talking in my head. The men are perverts, they're weird, they want to like highlight parts of you that to keep people like uninterested in what you have to say. The women are disgusting, weird. I want them sentenced to death for several murders. They're serial killers. I want them sentenced to death. They're talking in my head. And they're hiding, and they're using voice prints, but they're screaming in my head, we're Egyptian American Muslim. These bitches are terrorists. I want them sentenced to death. That means they're trying to turn innocent Christians and Muslims against each other, while they turn around and hide and try to pretend like they're the innocent ones trying to speak on behalf of Muslims. These terrorist bitches talking in my head are trash. I want them sentenced to fucking death. The bitch keeps saying, I want kids to fucking die. If I was at all a danger to anyone, I would not feel so seriously about explaining what I'm hearing in my fucking head. I am disturbed by the way this fucking shit sounds. I want those terrorists sentenced to death. I'm not joking anymore. I'm talking to the terrorists in my head. I'm done.